All right, welcome to The Explainer. And let's be honest, have you ever sat down to study at home only to find yourself staring at your phone, the couch, literally anything but your textbook? Yeah, me too. This one's for you. We're going to build a study system that actually works. So, why is studying at home so hard? First things first, you are not crazy and you're definitely not alone. It is so frustrating, right? You've got this huge test coming up, but it feels like your couch, your phone, even that pile of laundry, they're all just screaming for your attention. But here's the secret. It's not a willpower problem. It's a brain problem. See, your brain is basically fighting this constant battle against distraction. At home, it's been trained for years to just chill out, right? So when you suddenly try to hit the books, you're basically going against its programming. You're fighting its default settings. So what's the solution? Well, the good news is you can totally win this fight. It all comes down to building a system, and we're going to do it with 3 super simple pillars for success. If you get these 3 things right, I'm telling you, it's a total game changer for your focus and your grades. Okay, let's get into it. Pillar number 1 is all about your mind and body. Now, this is the stuff you got to do before you even think about opening a textbook. You just can't have a sharp, focused mind if your body isn't ready to go. Let's break it down. And it starts with a magic number, 8. Yep, 8 hours of sleep. I know, it's so tempting to pull an all-nighter, especially before a big exam. But honestly, the science is super clear on this. Sleep is when your brain actually organizes and stores everything you just learned. So if you skimp on sleep, you're literally just throwing away your hard work. And speaking of your body, your brain needs fuel to stay in top form. It's like trying to drive a car on empty. It just doesn't work. Studying while you're hungry? Forget about it. So here's the pro tip. Prepare some healthy snacks in advance. Seriously, this little bit of prep work is key. It stops that quick break from turning into a half-hour expedition to the kitchen that somehow ends with you scrolling on your phone. All right, so your mind and body are fueled up and ready. Let's move on to pillar number 2, your environment. This is huge. This is all about designing your physical space so that distractions don't even have a chance. This is all about brain training. Your brain makes connections with places. So your desk should be a focus zone, and your bed should be a nap zone. I mean, think about it. If you study in bed, you're sending your brain some seriously mixed messages. Is it time to work or time to sleep? So the rule is simple. Have one clean, organized space just for studying. When you sit there, your brain knows, okay, it's go time. Bed is for sleep, desk is for work. End of story. And this idea of clearing things out applies to more than just your desk. We got to talk about mental clutter. You know that little voice in the back of your head that's like, I still have to do the dishes. That's a focus killer waiting to strike. So step 1, just get your daily chores done first. Step 2, this clears out all that mental clutter. And boom, step 3, you can achieve that deep focus you're looking for. Clear the physical clutter, clear the mental clutter. Okay, so we've got our mind and body ready. We've got our environment dialed in. Now for the final piece of the puzzle. Pillar 3, the method. This is where the rubber meets the road. We're talking about the actual techniques you use to turn just, staring at a page into real effective learning. And the absolute core of a good method is something called active studying. Now, what's that? Well, think about how we usually study. We just read, right? And we hope some of it sticks. That's passive. Active studying is the complete opposite. It's about getting involved, asking questions before, during, and after you study. It gives your whole session a purpose. The whole process kicks off before you even read a single word. You've got to prime your brain, get it warmed up for what's coming. So before you study, ask yourself 2 simple things. First, what am I about to learn? This gives you a mission. Second, what do I already know about this subject? This is like waking up the part of your brain where this new info is going to live. It makes connecting the dots way, way easier. But the questions don't stop once you start reading. While you're in the thick of it, you've got to keep checking in with yourself. This is how you stay engaged and make sure the info is actually sticking. So while you're studying, ask yourself things like, how does this new idea connect to everything else? But here's the most important one. Do I really get this? Could I explain it to someone else in my own words?
Because if you can't, you don't really understand it yet. It's the ultimate test. And, of course, what are the key ideas here that I absolutely need to write down? Okay, study time is over. But wait, don't just slam the book shut and run. There's one final super important step to lock in all that learning and get ready for next time. After you study, ask yourself, what was the number one main takeaway from this session? Just summarizing it in one sentence can make a huge difference in your memory. Then ask, okay, what do I need to review or learn next? This creates a perfect little bridge to your next study block so you're never starting from zero. Now, to pull all of this together, especially if you're juggling like 3 or 4 different subjects, a timetable is your absolute best friend. Seriously, look at this example. You block out specific times for each task, like math from 4 to 45, and this is key, you schedule your breaks too. A walk, a snack, it keeps you from getting burned out and makes the whole process feel way less overwhelming. But a timetable is only as good as its enforcer. And that's where the timer comes in. Think of the timer as your personal focus coach. It's what activates your schedule. When that timer starts, you are 100% focused on the task. No excuses. And when it goes off, you're done. You can take your break completely guilt-free because you know you earned it. And one last super important tool for your method. Work with your body, not against it. Are you a morning person or are you a total night owl? Don't try to force yourself to study at 8 a.m. if your brain doesn't actually turn on until noon. Figure out when you're at your sharpest and schedule your hardest stuff for then. It's just smart. Okay, so let's put it all together and build your study system. We've gone over a ton of stuff, but it really does all fit together into one powerful, cohesive system. Let's do a quick recap. So everything, and I mean everything, is built on these 3 pillars. Pillar 1, mind and body. That's your sleep and your snacks. Pillar 2, your environment. That's your dedicated space and getting chores done. And pillar 3, the method. That's your active studying and your tools. You see how they stack? You take a prepared mind, put it in a focused space, and then give it a smart plan to follow. It's an amazing foundation. So you now have 8, count them, 8 powerful tools in your study toolkit. And look, you don't have to implement all of them tomorrow. That's overwhelming. Just start with one. So the real question is, which one are you going to use first? Pick one, try it out, and make your next study session the most effective one you've ever had.